we all have ideas.
Yeah.
But not all of us have the courage to start.
Yeah.
That's what the magic is.
Yeah.
So I was telling other people yesterday, I said, because you've got so many ideas, let me sell you my courage, and then you can start, because you've got ideas, but you're not starting. So it's for me, if the idea is so great and I pray about it and I can hear God confirming, done. You can't stop me.
But we have already started.
Have we?
Yeah. We have started.
No, let's go for it.
I think no one. What is it? 3, 2, 1, go.
No, let's start proper now.
Okay, anyway, guys, we are back at Panda Studios. Don't forget, if Nina idea a podcast or if Nina event that needs lens behind it, Panda Studios has a bag for you, and you can visit the website at www.pandastudios.com. And as you can see today, I'm also rocking a new t-shirt, which is ER Collective. So you can order yours, or you can pre-order, or you can pay full amount, then we'll deliver it to you. So guys, today's episode is so special because we are blessed by a man whose journey speaks louder than motivation. Pops, what do you mean it? Hey guys, maybe Mr. Richard Rambau, ne? Because right now and sorry, who's this man? Who's here? So like Pops, before the books, ne, and before the suits, before the store, there was a security uniform which left a mark, and it's a reminder that you started somewhere. So like when you think about it, does it bring you a pain or of how you used to live life back then, or how life used to look like back then?
It doesn't necessarily bring a pain.
Yeah.
I think it makes one value life.
Yeah.
And people. You
Okay.
know, mathomo borne angabachi baba, but the lessons thereof are uncomparable.
Yeah.
By the way, uniform where security is not the first thing.
Yeah.
When I passed my matric in 2009,
Yeah.
mushumo wo thoma wenda ushuma before security. And over kushuma ka construction, we used to dig trenches.
Okay.
Somewhere in Kyalami. And if I tell you the story of how I got to get that job, it's a very fascinating story. You know, I came here in Gauteng. I was 17 years old, fresh from matric, no money, nothing. So every day I went to wake up every day. I was 17 at the time. So I would walk from Diepsloot, because that's where I was staying, to Four Ways, sometimes to Joburg, walking, and I was young. And there was no luck, man. The only luck that I got was when I was invited in a restaurant at Four Ways for an interview. I got there, interviewed, we wrote a test, came top. But the problem came when they saw my ID. And they said, you're too young to be employed. You're still 17. The government doesn't allow us to employ people that are below 18. So you will have to wait and come back after June. That time it was February. So it was a little bit tough, you know. So one day I was just walking around the streets of Diepsloot. Then I saw a group of men with somebody who was addressing them. I decided to stop, only to realize the gentleman was looking for people who are going to do that construction work. But when he explained the job, people couldn't buy into it. They were like, this is too much. Then hearing the conversation, I was like, no, I'm here.
Yeah.
The guy said, no, we're not playing here, young man. Move away. And then I didn't go.
You stayed.
I stayed. Then after, I think they stayed for over an hour, hoping that somebody is going to come and buy into it. They were looking for 10 guys. They had 9. They were looking for 1. And people were coming, and they were like, this is too much. We can't do this. We can't do that. But I said, I will take the challenge. Only after an hour, when they realized that, you know what, we are not getting the person that we are looking for, they took a chance on me. They said, okay, fine. Are you sure, young man? They used to call me Pikinini. Are you sure, Pikinini? You want to do it? I said, no, let's go for it. Then they told us we have to meet at a certain place. The following day, we met. They took us to a certain place in Kyalami. We're there, and they gave us just a small induction to say we are going to be digging trenches. Each person will be expected to dig at least 6 meters long and 1 meter down. So that's your job for a day. Our first day, it was nice. Second day, we got the uniform. Third day, we got the tools. On the third day, we started 10. But before we knock off on the third day, we were left with 3. It was 2 and some other guys that comes from Zim. And the rest of the guys they had to quit. Just before 1 o'clock, they said, we can't do this. I know this is slavery, we can't. But I had to hang in for at least 2 weeks. I remember it was tough. On the first day of us digging, the pain was severe. But I had to gather strength because, I come from a background where there is no father. It's only a mother who was hustling. And one needed to really be a man at that time. So I had to endure the pain for 2 weeks. After that, and we were working for 90 rand a day, by the way.
90 rand?
90 rand a day. So I got that 900 rand. I went and I did security. But the fascinating part about it is that when I did my security grades, they allowed me to do it. But when I go to register at SIRA, it was around April. SIRA said, no, you're too young to register. You have to come back after June, after when you were 18. They even said, we don't even understand how the school accepted you because you're too young for that. Then I had to wait, after June, then I registered. That's when I got that job after getting my SIRA and looking for a job. I got this stallion company and then they hired me. That's where I started. But, my inspiration there was that I just needed something to put food on the table.
Yeah.
There was nothing or no ambition of where I will end up because I wanted to be a lawyer. At that time, I was telling myself, this is just a gap year. After this, I'm going to register my course. I'm going to be a lawyer and all that. But God had other plans and I ended up as a security. But there's something I love, about that experience is that one had to find himself.
Yeah.
You had to learn the painful lessons about life. You had to learn to be a man and not just a boy. You had to learn how to treat people. You had to learn that when you see people mopping in the toilets or anywhere, don't look down on them. Because most of the people that are there, I can tell you, some of them are very qualified. I was a young security boy who had an exemption from matric. I passed my matric with a bachelor. I would have gotten the bursary, but I had to face the reality. I left my mother back at home without food. Me going to school for 4 or 5 years, will mean that my mother will have to continue suffering for another 4 or 5 years. That's why I said, you know what, I have to be a man. And then I stayed my course. The good thing about everything in my journey is that it's a journey of total dependence on God. No experience, nothing, just total dependence on God. To say God will lead me through. And then having worked in that company for 5-6 months, and then the big directors of that company, they said, no man, this man is very, very wise. They said, no, he's too young. They said, there's something in this man. Yeah. Then they absorbed me. They made me a training manager in that retail. That's where my retail journey began, by the way.
Okay.
From security to training management in retail. And then, we moved. In less than 6 years, I had been promoted, I think, 5 times. Until I decided to say, now it's about time that we take a different journey. Let me go and start my own. A lot of things had happened that led me to make that decision. But what's more important for me is that I'm now able to fight for the people I've been fighting for. I've always been fighting for people to have food on the table. I've been fighting for people to be better in their life. And that has always been my life. I live a life that is not self-centered. I live a life that I believe I have to impact. I believe that, if I don't open doors for other people, then nobody's going to open a door for me.
Yeah, that's true.
So when you've got something that you can do where other people can benefit, why not? Why not? So that's my journey in a nutshell.
Yeah, but from the story that you have shared, it has been a long journey, and you used to walk me from Deep Sloot up to
Joburg and Fourways. Yeah.
So, how did you manage to pay rent because you were earning 90 rand? How did you manage, to get food on the way going to Joburg? How did you survive those days?
Hey, one guy. When I came to Joburg, I had a brother He passed on in 2021. May his soul rest in peace.
Yes.
I had a brother who didn't care about us, but I had to force to go to his house in Diepsloot because I had nowhere to go. And to be very honest, I was not welcome. I was not welcome. I detailed this story on my fourth book, The Story Behind the Glory. I was not that welcome. So what I would do is that every morning I will wake up and I will have to go and sit outside because he had a wife and kids. I would have to go and sit outside. Immediately when he leaves, he would leave for work around 5:30. So I would have to go and sit outside until the kids will take their bath. And when they go to school, his wife then would then call me later, give me milk and 4 slices of bread. That would be my lunch for the whole day. I had to force to be there. But until it got to a point where it was in March 2010, where he chased me out. He said to me, my family is not happy with you being here. When you came here, you said you wanted to go to school. Why are you not going to school now? Because we were hoping that you will only be here for a few weeks. Now it's been 2 months since you came in January. Now it's March. So my family is not happy with you. The kids no longer have their freedom. So you will have to go and find a place to stay. I remember that day. It was on the 9th of March. I didn't have a lot of clothes because I only had one trouser at the time. I just took my plastic, put in my cosmetics there, then I left. It was around 9 o'clock. And I had to walk. I didn't know where I was going. But I told myself, I'm going to find a bridge in Diepsloot number 1. I'm going to sleep under there. But being known, the other gentleman was driving a taxi past me by the road and he was like, and where are you going? We used to fellowship together at that time. I said, no, I don't know where I'm going. He said, you're joking. I said, I'm very serious. He said, come through. We'll talk when I'm done with my deliveries. Then he went to drop off people. And then after that, then he said, are you sure you didn't know where you were going? I said, I'm very sure. He said, what happened? Where are you staying? I said, my brother chased me away. He said, no, man, we can't let you go when you don't know where you're going. You will sleep with me. They had only a Zozo. It was him and his wife. I said, you will sleep here. Until we'll wake up in the morning, we'll see what can be done. And the following day, woke up in the morning, he gave me 20 rand. He said to me, what is it that you can do at this point in time? Because you can see the situation, we are not able to accommodate you in this place. And I said, no, man, I've always wanted to visit the other family in Alex. Maybe with this 20 rand you've given me, I'll go to Alex. Then I went to Alex. When I went to Alex, I visited this family. We knew each other from back home in Venda. And my mother had decided to take the child of that mother who was in Alex and to raise the child just because she was just worried that this child is too young to be raised by a boy. That boy who was raising the child was my best friend at the time. So my mother was raising the child. And when I told this woman, no, I don't have any place to stay, she said, no, you cannot go to the streets while your mother is looking after my son. You will stay here with us. Then he had a son. His name is Edwin. I so much love the guy. We stayed together in Alex in a 2-roomed house. It was me, Edwin, and his mother. You could not tell that we were not family. Until today, many people still believe that we are brothers. Indeed. If I show you my album, you will see a lot of pictures where we're wearing the same clothes, we would do the same thing, using the same phone. That's how much we loved each other with this guy. We loved each other so much. Until life happened, and then I had to grow and I had to move out. I was now a manager, and he was also doing well in his space, and then we lost contact right in the middle. But that was the journey. That was the journey. So the issue of paying rent and all those kind of things, I didn't pay rent. I started paying rent when I was already a manager and I had decided to be by myself. Because even when I was staying in Alex, there was no rental that I was paying. Those people had just accommodated me. And until today, there are people that I used to tell people that I don't care about what might have happened up to where we are, but those are the people I value the most because they look after me when I had my own brothers in Gauteng who couldn't look after me. I had my family members who couldn't look after me. But these people that I just knew, they were the ones who took care of me and they treated me like their own. And for that, I will forever be indebted to them. I really, really, really appreciate and love them still.
Hey, so what is the secret that you think we can use to help someone who feels stuck mentally?
Let's find out, how do you define being stuck? Because certain people are not stuck. They're just negative. Certain people are not negative. They just found themselves in the wrong environment. Because your environment is your mind. Wherever you spend your time at determines how you think. There is a scripture I love the most in the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse number 3. It says, for two cannot walk together unless they agree. But when you go again in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse number 33, it says, do not be fooled. Bad company will corrupt good character. Whoever that you spend your time with will determine how you think. So whenever we speak about being stuck, we need to look at those kind of areas. Where do you spend your time at? The people you spend time with. Bahumbura mini busibudzura. But when na pedza chipinga chilafuni go discuss and when go discuss mini is no kwa guy, is no gonna is a guy. So we need to look at that first. Then from there we need to look at how do you then move from point A to point B. It goes back to the very same thing I said. Change the environment. Arali lori rodzula na vhathu vene chavo vadzula vha khou amba zwino na zwo fhiraho mara unoomba zwa phanḓa. It's a sign that unaonera khou ya hone hafhanoni. I always say we must be very careful of investing so much energy into moving to a place called nowhere. Because most of the time that's what we do. Rifetsa chipanga chilapfu ri khou shuma nga maanḓa ende ri khou pusha nga maanḓa running 360 kilometers per hour going to a place called nowhere. If we are not vision driven, we are not purpose driven, and we don't have the ability to see the future. Yes,
hey, guys, this is proper. Hey, so I'm sure someone out there might be asking themselves, okay, as a security guard, as a cleaner, like, how do I start thinking like a business owner? Like someone who's gonna be like owning a business and finding themselves maybe vachinga bone lingoduwa.
Chotoma ndichauri mutu kaba na miloro man. Mutu kaba na miloro. Mutu asaba na miloro usoko dichirela man. Usoko dichirela. For my journey, it's inspired by three things. Number one, it's inspired by wanting to contribute to life. I don't just want life to contribute to me. I want to contribute to life.
Yeah, that's true.
There is a very big target that I have, and that's what I've been living by, and I've been teaching people the same thing that says, I want to live beyond my grave. I don't want my grave to be the end of me. No, and I don't even need a tombstone when I die. Because you need a tombstone for a person that has not done any impact, so that you can remember where the person has laid. But if you've done so much, even when you're gone, how many of us knows where Nelson Mandela was buried? We don't even know.
That's true.
But if you mention Nelson Mandela now, I've got my 6-year-old boy. If you say, Junior, who is Nelson Mandela? He will tell you. I was asking him last week. He said, no, it's the man you see on the money. The man made a difference. So he doesn't need a tombstone. So if you live an impactful life, you live a life that challenges other people to do better every single day, then there is no way people are going to forget about you. I mean, you had to look for me. You said to me you were scared to invite me. But there is nothing scary about me. Maybe you looked at the impact and the level and you're like, this guy. Maybe it's not easy. That's how we should live. But it begins with the vision. Do you see forward? And then number two, are you prepared to die before you live? You know, there is a story I love in the book of, I think it's in the book of Luke. Jesus says, if you want to follow me, carry your cross. So in other words, be ready to be crucified as I'm going to be crucified. Are you ready to die before you live? It's the same scripture that says, whoever that honors his life will lose it. But he who loses it for the sake of the gospel will find it. So no problem wanga. We are not prepared to crucify our bodies and ourselves for
no, guys.
The good business people. If you are seeing what I'm doing now and you're like, this guy is very lucky, there is no lucky there. There is no lucky, trust me, there is no lucky. There is deep sacrifice. Certain things that you are seeing there, they are birthed by the blood. The blood had to drip for that which you are seeing to come to pass. So if you are not prepared to sacrifice and to lay your life for the sake of your vision, then you cannot be remembered in this life. But the Sokoto Babakoto exists, Amara, Vasikochira. And then lastly, how do you define your life? If you don't define your life, you live every life that everybody is living. You know, now Rambanga Mapunga Politiki, you will be telling us, no, the president was supposed to have done this, was supposed to have done that. Mara, you have not even been a ward councillor, just a councillor. How do you know that man, the kind of battles that man is facing there? How do you know how people have to respond to things because you have not suffered what they suffered? You didn't sacrifice what they sacrificed, and you don't see what they're seeing. How sure are we? So it will begin with you coming down to say, I'm prepared to die so that I may live. I'm prepared to sacrifice so that my dreams can come true. I'm prepared to do things that not many people will want to do until my dream come to pass.
But at this point, do you think, Ore, from your own experience, do you think, Ore, success maybe requires you to have people around you who will share some ideas, or they will mislead you? Or how did you survive that? Like, through your success, were you alone, or did it require people to be there for you to make your dream come true?
What I will tell you in this story, number one, I'm not successful. Because my God-given vision is bigger than what I've done. Hey, this man. But when I look at where God is taking me, I realize I have not started. I have not started. So it's far greater than what people can see, because my definition of success, it's not limited to material things. It's not limited to the big cars, to the big house, to the honor you receive when you enter into places. My definition of success is limited to how many lives have you transformed? How many people can say we are standing because of Wang? How many people today can say, had it not been Wanga, I would not be here? So if we talk success, we need to ask ourselves that question, because already ubvela ha muṅwe muthu hu sa thuse muṅwe muthu kana hu sa aluse muṅwe muthu hu sa iti justice kha muṅwe muthu a si u bvelela hezwo zwithu. Hezwo zwithu a si u bvelela. Wanga khare a sathu eḓela a ḓivhudzise na zwa uri if I've spent my day today, how many people can say I'm glad I met that guy on the very same day? Self-centeredness cannot breed success. But when you do things with the mindset of saying, let me be impactful, let me help the people, let me do what other people will be proud of, and let me touch this one. You will suffer in the process. You will suffer in the process. One of the things that I have suffered in my life in Desori, you take somebody, you make them somebody. You take nobody, you make them somebody. But when they have become somebody, they look at you and say you are nobody. That is the pain you will suffer in the process. You will want to suffer for the people who are willing to sell you at any given time. You will sacrifice for the people who will make you a sacrifice. You will want to be there for everybody who will distance themselves when you need them the most. That is the pain of leadership. At times, you will think about your life and you say, maybe I should stop helping people. Many times I've attempted that. You know, I sat with my wife many times and we said, you know what, I think we've done enough for people. But here is now the catchy part. You would never stop. You would never, because your vision will require that you continue helping. You will have people that say, follow. But these are the people that say, you are saying, I so wish if they find life.
You.
So it's painful, but it has its own reward. You know, I love the scriptures. Ephesians 2:10 says, we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus unto good works, to fulfill the call that God has given before us, before the foundation of the world. Una zwiṅwe zwithu zwine ra khou ṱoḓa u zwi ita namusi, una zwithu zwe mudzimu vha zwi vhea uri tea u zwi ita. Havhana zwine rine ra khou ṱoḓa u zwi ita nga u funa ha vhorine. Mara mbudziso ndi ya uri when you are done with all those things, who takes the glory? Who takes the glory? I mean, we have got people, by God's grace, that we have taken them from nothing. You look at them today and how they are living their lives. You feel fulfilled. Even if those people don't recognize you anymore. But you remember that had this person not met you, the cars they're driving, they wouldn't be driving them. The positions they have, they wouldn't be having them. The houses they're staying is, had you not played a role in their lives. But over and above that, we say, we thank God for the opportunity to impact lives. That is what everything is about. Who is being transformed because of their encounter with Wanga? I think for me, that is everything. I'm in business for that. I'm in ministry for that. I write books for that. How many lives can I transform? the life we should live is not measured by how old you live. It's measured by how many impact that you have made in life. You know, there is a scripture in the book of Genesis, I think it's chapter 5 or 6. You hear about the man who lived more than everyone else. His name is Methuselah.
Yeah.
The Bible says he lived for 969 years. But there is nothing else. Maybe you're even shocked when I'm mentioning his name because you don't know him. There is nothing that you can ever talk about him. But he lived more than everybody else. And then there is Jesus who lived for 33 and a half years. But look at the impact. Generations after generations were still talking about him. That's the life to live. That's the life to live. That's the life to live. And you will be attacked, Wanga. You will be attacked, trust you me. You will be attacked. Every man, remember, we come from a generation where the success of a black man is a threat to a black man. When the black man does good, you will have people that suffers from what I call PhD syndrome. Pull him down or pull her down syndrome. You don't need a white man to stop you from succeeding. You need another black person. When you do well, you will have people that will come after you. Your podcast is growing. You're doing very well. There are people who will start just to make sure that they outshine you. That's how things are. And I so pray one day that we get liberated from that kind of spirit. Look at people that get fired from their work. Most of the time, they're sold by the same people that they try to protect. There are people who will create lies about you so that you lose the kind of a job that you have. There are people that are going to create fake screenshots here. They will trend. You know, I was telling one of my sons, I said, son, as much as you desire to do what I'm doing and you want to grow to my level, always be careful that there's going to be times where people are going to fabricate things against you. And there are those who are going to believe those things and they're going to change how they look at you now. They will look at you according to the fake presentation that they're going to receive outside. And this is the pain that every man who's desiring growth, you must be ready for. It's good when we are complimenting you. It's good when you walk everywhere and people will be like, Richard, that is the founder of PureSafe. That man. It's good like that. But you don't know the pain that comes with that accolade.
Now that also you are an author, like let's go to your books. You have written
24 books.
24 books. I know 10. Like I've seen 10.
No, man, I've been in the journey. I've been in the journey. The journey of writing started 10 years ago.
Okay.
And it has been a very fascinating journey. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
The best part of what I do is that when people read my books, they get transformed. And that's why I can't stop writing books.
Yeah.
No amount of business I can do that will stop me from writing books because that's where my life is. I no longer write books for money. I no longer write books for making sales. That's why in most of the time, I go to speaking events. You know, I'm a speaker, so I go to speaking events and then the book that cost me almost 100 rand to print, I'll go and give it away for free. Because for me, it's how do I transform people's lives? So if I've got books and I give you my book, you don't need me to sit with you for the next 4 or 5 hours. My book will be with you. It will transform your life. So all my books that I write, my favorite topic or my area of expertise is leadership.
Okay.
I've been teaching leadership for 7 years now, and that is where my passion is. If I am to teach people leadership and they understand leadership, our problems are on their way of being solved. Because everything rises and falls in leadership, as John C. Maxwell would say. Visionary leaderships that will say we are seeing the future before we tap into it. If we don't have that, we are going nowhere. That's why we are continuously going to be at the back of the economy. We won't go anywhere. So that is about my books.
So from all your books, like what book changed your thinking and why did you decide to write it?
It's Visionary Leadership.
Okay.
I launched it last year on the 7th of June.
Okay.
It was part of the 10 that I have written. We have launched on that day. Visionary Leadership is about how do you see the future before you get to it? How do you live in the future before you get to it? Because you then get to learn, the future is not something we are going to tap into. The future is what we decide to do today. So if you do the same thing today, the same way you did them yesterday and got this outcome, the same thing you go and do them tomorrow, the outcome will be the same. Somebody says insanity is to do the same thing the same way and expect a different outcome.
Yeah.
So there must be a change of mind and the change of actions that will bring different results. And change is painful, by the way. In life coaching, we always say change will only come when the pain of staying the same exceeds the pain of change. Because staying the same is painful, and even changing is painful. You just have to choose your pain very well. So visionary leadership unpacks a lot of great principles that a young person, if they apply them with diligence, I'm telling you, they will be unstoppable. I'm one of those leaders that are unstoppable. You can't stop me. I was saying yesterday in church that to stop me, there's only one thing that can stop me, maybe death.
Yeah.
But other than that, I get my fuel when you criticize me. When you say you can't do this, this man, this guy, bring it on. Bring it on. That's where my fuel is. Continue to say he's taking chances. You won't stop me. All the things I have done. That's where I get my courage. Compliments does not encourage me, but attacks do. When you're busy attacking, I was training when we opened the Pure Safe, and people were saying a lot of stuff, other people, and then, by the way, they were like, no, it's impossible, this man can do it. The other one said, no, why? Such things. And I was like, watch the space, we are coming. We have not started. If you think this is the snake, okay, keep on thinking like that. We are coming, heavily so. Because until you learn to take criticism positively, criticism can bring you down. You will stop doing the right thing because many people are not receiving them. But how do you then continue to do what you do? It is because your vision must be greater than your feelings. Your vision must always be greater than your feelings. You should be able to honor your vision despite how you feel at this point in time. But to attack golo yo imao. Fina ngwai hubi golo yo imao. You will see. So it's something, for me, it's something I live by. But I must say this, that I have not received many criticisms. Quite a number of people that knows me in person and those that sees me in a distance, they always say the same thing, you inspire us. And that's what I love. But with them complimenting, with them wanting to associate with me, I also remember there are those that are going to come after me, which is okay. We are not going to go back. We will continue to move towards our destiny.
Like as black people, or especially Bavenda, because I once posted at the real Pacey. Pacey was like motivating people how they can be able maybe to afford the apartment, how like they can change their lifestyle. But they were attacking him. But no, that's impossible. They want 2, 3. The very same thing that you are saying, and I'm still gonna post it, but they were the same thing. Like, do you think poverty is spiritual or it's a mindset? It's
mindset. 100% mindset. In actual fact, what you are seeing as poverty now is a confirmation of the poverty in the mind. Every success begins in the mind. They are not attacking you, they are attacking themselves indirectly. Because what they believe you cannot do, it is because they believe they can't do.
Yeah.
A man that is making a move, when he sees other men making a move, he says it's doable. Why? Because he has done it himself. I mean, if I see somebody establishing an establishment in Ofana and Pure Safe, for an example, tomorrow, I will quickly believe this thing is doable. I have done it. Mana mutu asetu zuitao ndi hapa no damboro kotsacherede unano wa this guy is like this guy and guess what, most of the people that says that, go and look at their life, no progress. You will never see a successful man attacking another successful man. You will always see those who are not succeeding that are busy attacking a successful man. I mean, if you look at Percy is telling the truth. I mean, he's one of my brothers that we're very close. But I can tell you, the gentleman is just smart with money. And what black people must just admit and learn from him. Wisdom is understanding that you don't know it all.
Yeah.
Even if I'm a leader of Pure Safe, and I said this thing again yesterday, to say it takes wisdom to admit that I am not a leader every way. When I go to that surgery because I need to see a doctor, I must be able to honor and respect that doctor, understanding that in this setup, this person is a leader, even if I'm a leader of in the church or anyway. But when it comes to this space, this person is my leader. That mindset alone will make you grow even far. Especially I blame two moods. Okay, let's put it in this way. When if you find yourself eating nice food, if you drive a big car, how could drive a Gloria If you stay in a beautiful apartment, because we have never been made to believe that great things zviyafanira muthu mutsu aringofunzwa izvo zvithu so ndingazomusi muthu mutsu achiti yoturuma twakuwa zvinoita uri mumwe muthu mutsu aya amutsitsa palonapone amubuyise pasi. And until we are liberated from that kind of slave mentality, we are going nowhere. Success is for those who will transform their mind. Let me quote again 12 in the book of Romans chapter 12 verse number 2. It says, do not conform to the standards of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewal of what? Of the mind. If the mind is not renewed, it will continue to produce the same thing, same habits, same things that you don't want today. You must renew the mind. The mind must be transformed, because a transformed mind will always transform the life. Your life will follow the patterns of your mindset.
Yes. And now people, why are you quoting Zintul? By the way, he's also a pastor, and he's gonna tell us like how he discovered the calling of being a pastor. Like, how did you discover the calling?
Hey, it's a tricky one. Eh?
Yeah.
Personally, I've never wanted to be a pastor.
Okay.
That is why even if you can go and check even my books and everywhere I go, you will never hear me say I'm a pastor of this. No. I've never wanted to be a pastor in my whole life. I've never seen it coming. And the journey that led me here, it was a journey of no choice. And until today, the title pastor to me means nothing. It means nothing. And when I joke about it, I said, I'm not the guy that if you call Richard, I will be offended. I won't be offended because you didn't call me a pastor. No, in the Bible, we don't hear Honorable Reverend Jesus. No, Jesus. You don't hear Dr. Bishop, Archbishop Paul. There is nothing like that. Paul. Hey, this is the honorable, the beloved, the bond servant of Christ, Bishop Timothy. No, it's just Timothy. So I'm not after the titles. I'm not after that. For me, it's about having an opportunity to lead people to Christ. Having an opportunity to develop the lives of those who do not believe and let them experience Christ through your ministry. To me, that's it. To me, that's it. So how I discovered it was that I grew up in church. I'm coming from an apostolic church. That's where I was born and bred. For 28 good years, I belonged to that church. And when this thing came, our ministry started at work, by the way.
Serious?
It started at work. It was started as a prayer service, Zamshumoni. And I had an encounter there. And I was a boss where I was working. But I had an encounter that propelled me to go and pray with my staff. That's how everything began. And when we did that, God started to reveal certain things to me. And there is an encounter that one day, if God wills, I will share it in detail. That led me to join those people. And then we prayed together. Then I was supposed to be promoted. When I was supposed to be promoted, I remember this vividly, that people that were behind me in terms of the lineup of promotions were getting promoted before me. And when I was worried, when you are at work, you want to grow, eh?
Yeah, that's true.
And when I tried to find out, why am I not growing? Why am I not being promoted? Why people that are not doing better than me are getting promoted? And I could hear God says, because you're disobedient. Because you're disobedient. I did not want to listen to God because God told me already I need to move. What I'm seeing in this workplace, it is something that God has called me for. But I did not want to move. Number one, I'm comfortable in my church. The church I've belonged to for 28 years. Number two, I don't have a background that I'm leading now. No background, nothing. And God says, this is where you're going. And when he showed me the vision, it was not a local vision. It was an international vision. And something really hit me so hard to say. I remember when I had to consult certain people, I said, but what do you mean? And one man, I respect this man a lot. He said, that's what they're going to say. So why worry? Then I had the courage to say, God, if this is what you want, I will do it. And guess what? Me saying yes on the 28th of February, first week of March, I got promoted. So it means all my promotions were hindered by my disobedience. I got promoted from that time. And that's how our church began. That was 4 years ago. That's how our church began. And by the grace of God, we have made progress. And where we are, I'm very comfortable that what God showed me from the beginning is what is going to come to pass. So the discovery of the call of God upon your life will come differently. Other people will just be led on the street to start having the passion to just preach the gospel.
Yeah.
Others, you will be led into the poor people and you start feeding them. It comes in a different way, but for me, it came in that format.
Let's talk about the retail store that is trending right now all over. I mean, so like you had a dream to open a retail store. Like, when did you have the idea?
Wanga, if I have to tell you the truth,
Yeah.
I didn't have an idea of opening a retail store. No, I did not have that idea.
Yeah.
But I knew I'm a very good business person
Yeah.
by the grace.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened was that there were things that were happening at work. And those things were very negative, man. They were very negative. I was one person that way I was working. I've always believed in the growth of people. Always believe, and I still believe. When I got promoted to the position I was at, I opened doors for people. Not I ended your tamba. The people are found as security guards, cleaners, shelf packers, merchandisers. I left them as managers. I would lay my life for the people. That's what I did. I laid my life for the people. Before I left, I started to hear stories about, no, this man, it's impossible. You can promote people like this. That means people are paying this guy and all those kind of things. It went as far as to even affecting the church. You know, no, people will be taken from the church. If you want to be promoted by him, you must join his church and all those kind of things, all those kind of negativity and rubbish. And when I was approached about it, because I was aware, I said to my then leaders, they said whatever they were saying, they didn't finish the story. I said, you are forgetting to tell me 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They said, oh, you know. I said, it's not new. I've always heard about this kind of things. Only to realize there is a sort of a campaign against me. When I realized it later, I was like, oh, good shot. Then why do I have to stay? Let me go. Let me go. Because there was no interest in knowing the truth. The interest was to say, let's come after him. Because I happened to be that guy at work who would call trainings, develop people. I used my skill to build people where I was working. I'll call people for training sessions. I'll call people for leadership sessions. I don't want to say this and sound a little bit proud. It's just my truth. You know, most people that are given positions of leadership in the workplace, they've got no understanding of what leadership is about. But when I realized that in my workplace, I decided to train my leaders, develop my leaders. I left the people I worked with as fully fledged, well-developed leaders. So when I realized, oh, this is just a campaign, because I was attacked over the sentiment that he thinks he knows it all. You would suffer for that. Just because you wrote books, I remember in one of the things that they were saying is that, how can a person write so many books and launch them? This guy is not working. He's not doing anything. And he thinks he knows it all. You would sit in a meeting like this and you would keep quiet. And when you're not speaking, they have a problem with that. When you begin to speak, you think you know it all.
They have a problem also.
No, you have a problem. No, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. So then I realized that no, this is no longer for me.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't have a problem with the people now that I know the truth.
Yeah.
It had always been God long time ago that wanted me out. If I remember correctly, on the 31st of December 2024, I was supposed to have handed over my resignation letter already. But you know that thing of saying, no, I still need to save, I do this, do that, do this, do that. And then when this campaign came, it was July to August last year. When it came, I remember my wife says to me, but you remember you were supposed to have left this company a long time ago. Now look at it now. And I said, but I can't go. You know, there are things I need to do. And guess what? I'm leaving my company where I'm about to get my bonus. You know, there was a very good fat bonus that I was looking at.
Yeah.
And my reputation at that time was at stake. I had to choose my reputation or money. Then I said, no. Let me choose my reputation. Then when I went out, everyone was thinking he's going to be full-time in church now. He's going to be doing his books and trainings and full-time and all those kind of things. But I had a cry in my heart of the people we turned back who were looking for jobs in that business. And I would tell them, no, we don't hire people like this. No, we don't do that. And something said to me, how about I do something where these people can go to? That's where the idea of PureSafe came into the place. That if I start my own retail company, I will be able to contribute into curbing the unemployment that we are facing here. That's where the journey began. Then I fell in love with that idea so much that there's nothing that makes me fulfilled than having to sit in a payroll and having to pay your staff. And you know that whatever you are giving them, you know, in a black family, one salary feed 5 to 10 people. One salary. And you find that sometimes that salary is not even up to 5,000.
Yeah. It's not
and
enough.
having to sit there and you realize that whatever I'm giving these people, it might not be the best I want to give, but somebody is waking up, getting courage to come here because at the end of the day, they're getting something to feed their family.
That's
To
the
me,
job.
that's a fulfillment.
Yeah.
So we are still going to expand this vision broader with the intention to say, let's contribute to the lives of people.
Yeah.
So you cannot fight the mission of God. That's why PureSafe has been begun and is doing very well. We don't have any problem. And we are not expecting any problem. Challenges are there. They will come. We are ready for all those kind of challenges. But what makes us feel comfortable is the ability to be providing an opportunity for an African child that lets somebody find something to put on the table. People must not experience the pain of poverty that we experienced when growing up. You might not be able to hire everybody. Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
You might not be able to change every life. Yes, it's true. But those that you can, please do by all means to change. That's how the journey of PureSafe began.
So why did you choose the name PureSafe? Where is it coming from?
I think I'm good with names. Eh? I think I'm good with names. I needed something that comes from the pure intention. Because when I was thinking about this whole concept, I said to myself, as much as my intentions were misunderstood in my previous company, but they were pure.
Yeah.
There was no self-centeredness there. There was no any intention of abusing the resources or power, but every intention was pure.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, if I had pure intentions, let me bring something pure for pure people. That's how this thing came about. So it's a PureSafe store for pure people. We are giving pure savings, pure deals for pure people. That's how it came about.
So, but then something like, I've been thinking about this already. Why did you choose Jamie Stain as the location to put the store there? What is it that you saw that others didn't see?
Hey, Wanga. Wanga, I think one of the things I've come to discover about myself is that I've got what I call a crazy faith.
Okay.
If you can sit with me most of the time, you will think I'm not normal because the things I see, not everyone can see. I remember the guy that was assisting me to get this store. We went to it. It was a dilapidated building. We got there and I said, this is the right location. The guy looked at me and he said, the Pakistans came here and they said, this can't work. I said, they didn't see what I saw. We turned that store into something amazing. You walk into it now. People comes into there and then they will be like, who is the owner and where is this? It's like it's a franchise from here. And they don't even know who is the owner. Those who happen to know, I read there's an article of one of the magazines. I saw it on Twitter. And people were busy saying, wow, a black man can really do this. I saw people saying, no, he's fronting. It can't be him. He's fronting for other people. I loved it that way, that he's fronting, so let him front. Because until you are able to see what people don't see, then you don't qualify to lead. Leadership is for crazy people. You need to be able to see that which people can't see. That even if we sit here and I say, Wanga, we can turn this studio into a mall. Before you say, you are crazy, you need to understand, this is a leader now speaking. He has already seen that mall. In this small space, he has already seen it. And that's what entrepreneurship and leadership is all about. Until you see that which people don't see, then you cannot succeed in entrepreneurship. And we tend to realize later when we've started doing the work that this is the best spot for our store to be located. And that was the first one. Others are coming, but that one, it was just the perfect one.
But then, okay, when you went to the store, was it something which was dumped by someone else, or did you get time or enough time to investigate about the place, the safety of the place, and Yeah, something like that.
We were to do our due diligence.
Okay.
Business in Rambau kushuma kayo the business is the risk there's quite a lot of risk involved. Mara bathu yo babachi the time by bathu yo bakuita zone. You can't do business in that scale without having something you trust. You can't. A lot of things can go wrong, and the safety of your people, and your safety as a person as well, matters the most. So you've got to know what you're doing. And with me having a background of security and all that, it was just an advantage. So to find that place is in a very dodgy place. You look at it, just at the taxi rate.
Yeah.
Look at it, and the customers we serve there, they will be coming with beanies, now the cap. So some of them you will even suspect them. This one is a criminal. But we are trading in that with assurance that we know we're safe. We know the rule of the game. And we know who planted us there. I believe that every location I go to, I wouldn't take it if God does not approve. So we know that in every place we are going to be located on, God will have said, this is the land that I'm giving you. And from there, we don't look back. We don't look back. So that is the perfect location for us.
Yeah, so but what was running through your mind when the store was still in a process of renovation? Like, were you already counting money or the number of customers who were going to come in?
My thinking is very different. I'm not in business because I'm chasing money.
Okay.
I'm in business because I'm chasing impact.
Oh, okay.
I did not even see.
There
are a lot of customers coming in and out. And no, that was not something I saw. I saw people working in that building. I would wake up and I'd go to that store. When people are working, I would start realizing my manager will be seated there, my cashiers will be here. And those are the things I saw. I saw the culture that we want to build at PureSafe coming alive. The culture of people respecting one another, caring for one another. These people coming out to become families and form something solid that as they do their work every day, they remember that, you know what, this is the best place to be. Unfortunately, I come from a background where when people would sit, they will discuss how they fired somebody. They would discuss, I got rid of that one. And to them, it was very normal. I mean, it's a culture. Then what? It's a culture. You would be so proud of how many lives you destroy, not how many lives you built. And when I look at it now, I realize, no wonder I was never a perfect match for where I'm coming from. Because my ambitions and what I see is totally different from the system that was there. You see. And the company itself, it's a very good company. There's nothing wrong about the company, but the people, certain individuals, the mindset is rotten. I will never celebrate a person who takes pride in destroying others. I will never celebrate that person. No matter how many times people will call that person a leader, I will never celebrate that. To me, it's inhuman. To me, it tells us that we are finding ourselves in a place we shouldn't be there in the first place. If you are to listen to their stories, very painful. Just because you are the boss, you don't even greet people, you treat people like trash, just because you've got the position. That is something that is, to me, it hurts me. It used to hurt me. If you are to find out from the people I used to work with, I watch some of them commenting about my leadership style. Even now, they still follow me. You will hear them say, you can say anything you want to say about the guy, but the guy knew a person. I can't come into the place just because I'm a bad boss. I will be screaming at people, calling people useless, calling people names. Because one of the things that people don't want to talk about out of fear of losing their jobs is the workplace abuse. People get abused in workplaces. People are called idiots. People are called names. They're called kaffers. But because they fear losing jobs, they can't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
At PureSafe, we said we want to create a culture where that person, when you are there, feel loved, appreciated, feel that your life matters. That's the culture we want to build. So in PureSafe, that is what we are about. I will make millions and all those kind of things. But we need to make that money so that we can look after the same people.
That's true.
But common sense says, If we don't look after our people, we can't make the money. If you don't look after your people, they can't make your business. So build the people, they will build your business. That's my belief.
But what do you think could have happened if you were to open that store, chasing money and not having the mindset of equipping people or treating people the way you want, or bringing the impact to people?
I think the business would still do well, because of experience and structures we've put in place. But for me, I don't know about your business. No matter how much money we generate, to me is useless. To me is useless. I don't want to lie to you. There's this belief that says you have to be ruthless for money to follow you. Money doesn't follow nice people, they always say. And to a certain extent it's true. But what shall it profit a man to gain a lot of money and a lot of wealth
that's true.
at the expense of the lives of people? What shall it profit a man? If that is the only way to make money, is to treat people bad, to demean people and all that, I'm okay not making money. I'm okay.
But how did you manage to get employees? Did you look for them like before the store opened or after? Because right now, as you have said, Ori, you really you don't want to see maybe someone out there as Namshumu, and you want them like maybe to be having something that can be sustainable or is not familiar. Like, how did you manage to get those employees?
We advertised the posts.
Yeah.
People applied. And we called them in for interviews. We did our due diligence in the interview to find the quality that we are looking for. But I want you to Ufana now said that a list of all the people we interviewed, and only to realize that these ones we don't have positions for. You don't want people to come and work for you as volunteers. You want people to come and work for you, and then you look after them. Mara, it's financially impossible at times to have everyone you want to work with come work with you. We had people that some of them applied from a very close range with me. Others we fellowship together at church, and we couldn't take them because the business cannot afford them. So Chombabe Saunga Manda is when we have to say, Abanoni, they didn't do bad. Others did bad, yes, but we don't have positions for them. And I went back and I cried to God to say, God, let this vision expand. Let many people find solace in this business. And I believe God has heard that prayer. And the best is yet to come.
Yeah.
The best is yet to come. So we're to do those selections to where we are.
Yeah, that's nice. I think now we're about to close because, like you have a lot that you can share with people, and as ladies, But then, if people wants to buy books or visit the store, where can they find it?
My books can only be purchased Kanemune. There is a team that we're working with that looks after that. And but wangafone the number 061509 6648. I hope I quoted them right. 061 509 6648. These are the books. Can I check? Send the email info@richardrambau.co.za. For those who would, by the way, even now they want me to come and speak at their event.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that. Are you open for bookings?
No, we are open for bookings.
This
industry, the speaking industry, it's not an industry I went in because of hunger. I went into it out of the desire to make an impact. So no matter how busy I will be, I will always make time for speaking. I will always be available for bookings. But obviously you can't meet all the bookings, yes. There are those ones that you will say, you know what, this one I can't take. But it is my desire that we become extremely busy again in the speaking industry, empowering people, training leaders and all that. So they can still use the same details, info@richardrambau.co.za. Or I think there's another number, but I forgot it. 062 093 6168. That is for the speaking bookings. Yeah. And then the store is situated at number 43 Railway Street, Jimiston, just opposite Taxi Rank. So, Uri Mutwachi Wane easy. You just search Jimiston Taxi Rank. when you get to the taxi rank, you will see the big signage written Pure Save. It has 2 entrances. When you are inside the mall, you can have an access to the store. Even when you are on the other side of the taxi rank, you can still access it.
Do you feel like leaving my people here with something?
Okay.
Yeah.
What I would say, particularly to an African child, I love an African child. Maybe the reason you hearing me saying all these things I'm saying, I love people.
Yeah.
I love people. You don't know how painful it gets to me when you hear that they want to get access to you, but the team and everyone around will be like, no, he's not available. When I get to learn about that later, because I love people. And this is what I'm going to say to the people because of love. Life is not going to be merciful anytime soon. It will continue to be tough. It will continue to be hard. But you need to develop the courage to stand. You need to stand as life is standing against you, because you want to rob the grave. You don't want to take your dreams, your visions, and your ambitions to the grave. I love what Dr. Miles Monroe said. He said the richest place on earth is the graveyard, because buried in the graveyard are all the dreams that were never given a chance, all the business ideas that were never started, all the ideas that people never believed in. You don't want to take all those things to your grave. You want to do something now. You want to use your time, you want to use your resources, you want to use your energy, your potential, and make things happen. And I believe we're going to meet on top.
Yeah.
Let's prove to those who despise us that a black child can make things happen. And if we do so, richikorwisa ngamanda na moya ono wa buchiva. Ngori na buchiva rinetiri ya chivana. Ratendo to takulana sa venda kana sa batho batsu. Ra kuvangana ra farisana uri zvikonadzeya. Zvikonadzeya.
Hey guys, as you have heard, and don't forget, Endless Revelation podcast is about building, encouraging, and entertaining. So this episode is one of those, guys. So you better choose Nikweta's episode, and you need to learn from this, because otherwise, if you go good from this, because like but then anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget that you have to subscribe on YouTube, like, comment, and hit that notification bell so that next time whenever we post, you guys are gonna get notified. And thank you guys for always watching and commenting everything that you are saying. So like, there's negative commenting that but then it's all good. I'm learning from those. So thank you guys for watching. We are signing out.